All right, man. It is a boxing overload. So let's see how much we can squeeze in. All right. So let's just go ahead and bring in the Gran Chingon, el Metal one, Mr. David Contreras.
What's going on, Ed? Hey, I love that oldie you put on in the beginning, brother. I love that oldie. That's a good one, sitting in the park, man.
Eh,
Yobo.
well, let's see if we're gonna love this weekend. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of fights going on, David. With that, let's bring in the one who could break it all down for us, the boxing scientist, one, Mr. Mike Zavala.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Let's see the guns, Mikey. Let's see the guns. There you go.
170, 168. Canelo.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, fellas. Let's start off with a little softball here, right? Zuffa premiered last Friday. Let's not break down all the fights or anything, but just the event itself. What was your thought of the event itself, David?
For being the first event, I was expecting more of a bigger draw. I was expecting more of a big splash. You know what I mean? Dana White has a lot of experience running big events. Dude, if that's their best fighter right now, the guy who fought what's his name? The main event, the one that fought Fernando Vargas' son.
Vargas. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's his best fighter, dude, they got problems. And I heard they just signed Opetea. They're gonna have some problems. You know what I mean? You start off with the bang, Holmes. You don't start off at the bottom. You start off with a bang, especially having the UFC line behind them. Dude, it was weak, man. It was weak.
Okay. Mikey, what was your thought about the event as a whole?
Yeah, the event, I saw like the fighters didn't have identity. They had to wear Sufa shorts, everything is Sufa. Just like the UFC and boxing, they get to wear their uniforms and express themselves and make money off whatever. I saw that Max Kellerman kissing butt. He's annoying. I can't stand. Man, I wanted him back. I want him to get the hell out. It's the first show. I mean, of course, I want to see him start with a bang, like Dave said, but it's the first show, and if they're signing fighters and they're gonna put fights on Sunday, you said, and they're gonna put on shows for fighting, boxing, I'm down to give it a try. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the numbers were actually pretty good for the first showing because, like I said last week, people were going to be interested because it's the new thing. It's just, hey, let me go see what it's all about. Let me see. It's the new thing, the new toy. So it's going to be like I just want to see just to see. There was a couple of good things that I saw. It's like, hey, hurry up. The fight's over. The next fight. Let's go. Let's go. We're not going to have all these, 15, 20-minute breaks in between fights. Let's just keep it moving. That was all right. As far as star power, obviously they don't have it. But, whatever it was supposed to be, just small time in it. Nobody really knew who the guys were. Yeah, it was just to me. I just looked at it like this. I looked at it like this. Either we had boxing that night or we didn't have boxing that night. So I was just like, all right, let there be some boxing. But yeah, it's not like it made many waves. However, there is some Zuffa this Sunday, which is a little bit on a bigger scale. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's get.
Yeah, can I just say something to reiterate a little bit what G Funky said? I do believe it's good for boxing. I do believe it's good for boxing. We never would have saw Zaragoza, the young man that fought Julio Cesar Chavez's son. They've never given him a chance. Former Olympian. We got a chance to see him. That ain't Zaragoza. What's his name, Mikey? The kid that fought. Is it Zaragoza?
No, he's from Robert Garcia. What's that? The Chino.
Yeah, Chino. ¿Cómo se apellida? Well, you know who he is. That he's the one that fought Chavez's younger son, and they did they fought twice. But what I'm trying to say is, it's good for boxing. It's good for boxing. I can't wait to keep watching Sufa. You know what? It's a blessing to watch Sufa. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, what's up to everybody in here? G Funky, Shawana Rain, Jesse, Andrew, Bravo, Gordo, Gordito, Cule to everybody, man. Um, all right, so yeah, I mean, it's either there or it's not, and I'm just like, all right, just show me some boxing, But all right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the fight, the big fight that happened last Saturday: Andy Cruz versus Murataya. Man, Mikey, you and I were on here last week praising Andy Cruz. I was thinking, like, you know what? This guy is just going to be too skillful for Murataya. I was highly impressed with Murataya. Mikey, what did you see in this fight, man?
That kid was in his bag, and I'm talking about Murataya, man. Uh, since jump, he started working the body, and that put Andy Cruz in trouble. It took the steam off of him. That was an adjustment that I saw from the previous fights. The boxing is a sport of what have you done for me now? And Muratoya has been looking trash lately. That's what we gave him. We gave Andy Cruz the props, the Cuban pedigree, coming with Bozy Ennis, and I was like, dude, I think he's in trouble. But no, the kid showed up and showed out. It was a good fight, a great championship fight. It was a close fight, but you really look at it, the kid won the fight kind of easy. A close fight, but he won the fight hands down. Uh, his defense, he was good defense. He was jumping in angles. He wasn't jumping straight out. He was coming out in angles. Cruz couldn't hit him. Uppercuts, looping shots, a plethora of shots, man. He showed his bag. What the young people say right now, he was in his bag. Different shots, different adjustments, a game plan. Put the pressure. I talked about that. He had to put pressure, and he did. It was educated pressure. I wanted more. Robert Garcia wanted a little bit more, but no, because he could get hit with a shot. With Andy Cruz, he's good at hitting you with a shot you don't see and hurt you. You don't have the power, but if you get hit flush in a shot you don't see, so it was a great fight and a cerebral, technical type of fight. So I give the kid hands down. There's a new sheriff in town at 140 pounds, man.
No,
Wow.
it's 135.
135,
Oh,
135,
135, sorry. And he wants to jump to 140 though. But yeah, 135, sorry.
Okay, David, how did you see this fight? And going into the fight, David, since you weren't here last week, going into the fight, who did you think was going to win, and how did you see this fight?
You know what? I thought it was going to be 50-50. It could have gone either way. It was 50-50. You know what I mean? To me, it depended on which Murataya was going to show up. Was he going to be aggressive? Was he going to attack him? And Andy Cruz, we know what he was going to be another Lomachenko. I mean, he's going to give us a boxing lesson. So to me, it was 50-50. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Robert Garcia was the coach of the year. You know what I mean? Again, I mean, his coaching, the way he trained him, trainer of the year, I mean, the way he trained him, I mean, he did a wonderful job training this young man. Wonderful job. And I agree with you, Mikey. You know what? There's a new sheriff in town. I want to see him fight Camarón next. That's what I want to see Murataya fight next. Give Camarón a chance to become a world champion, because that's going to be a banger. But you know what? Murataya looked strong, looked big. As a matter of fact, when they interviewed him afterwards, they asked him, "Were you ever hurt?" He goes, "I was never hurt." He goes, and he even goes, "I recommend that if he wants to be a champion, for him to go to 130. Stay away from 135." That was very interesting for him to say that, because he's a very sincere, very humble young man. But you know what? Robert Garcia, there's a reason why he was a trainer of the year. Outstanding training and fighting.
And David, and what do you want to see for Andy Cruz next?
I want to see him go down to 130. I think if he goes down to 130, I think he could unite the belts. I really think I want to see him unite the belts. I think he might be just a little too small for 135. But I mean, hey, why not? If you want to stay at 135, have him fight, because Murataya is not going to last long. He's too big. He's too big to stay at 135. So let him stay at 135. He's going to get a belt eventually.
Okay, Mikey, what do you want to see from Murataya and Andy Cruz going forward?
Yeah, Murataya, I think he's a little too big for 135. I think he should move to 140. And just real quick, guys, I forgot to say this. Murataya, from that performance last night, he reminds me a little bit of Castillo, Jose Luis Castillo, and a little bit of Crawford. I saw a little bit of Crawford. I mean, he switches stands. And Castillo, he has that length. I don't know. He reminded me a little bit of both fighters. If you look at tape, I'm like, dude, he reminds me a little bit of Castillo, and he did a little bit Crawford-esque, switching stance and the shots how he shoots them. So I just want to say that. But at 140, 135, 140, he's a contender out there. There's a lot of great fighters in those weight classes. So, but he's got the tools to compete. And for Andy Cruz, like Dave said,
Mikey, you
huh?
see a little bit of Barrera in him? A little bit of Barrera?
Let me see. Well, why do you say that?
Well, you know what? The way he was just moving from side to side, missing a lot of the shots when they were hitting them, and just the way. I mean, every punch counted. I mean, remember when
Yeah.
Barrera fight? I mean, every punch, whether it was a jab or whether I mean it was uppercut. I mean, they counted. And I don't know. For me, for whatever reason, I just saw a little bit of Barrera, not like Barrera, but just a little bit of Barrera in him.
Okay. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
mean this fight. He was mean this fight. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, so and Andy Cruz, what do you want to see from Andy Cruz?
Yeah, he looked a little too small for that weight class, but Murataya's a big kid. I don't think he's gonna last at 135 for a while. I mean, he's gonna be there for a while. It's just a couple more fights and he's gonna have to move on. He looks big. That's why he reminds me a little bit of Crawford and Castillo. He's long and he's strong and his body looks nice. So I think he's gonna move up. And like I said, Andy Cruz, he looked he he looked a little too smart for that weight division, and yeah, and also in that fight, the lack of championship experience in the 10th, 11th, and 12th, he lost those rounds because of lack of experience, championship experience. Yeah, so I think he should go down.
Okay, the one thing that stood out to me is what you guys were saying, the size. The size to me, I was just like, wow, you know what? Like Morataya just looks a lot bigger, not just taller, but just just thicker
Longer.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stronger. And I'm like, ooh, wow, okay, man. Um, I still believe in Andy Cruz. I'm
Yeah.
not taking a step back on Andy Cruz. I still think that guy can do some serious damage, either at 130 or 135. I just think Morataya is just big. He hydrated like a lot, man. I don't think he sticks around at 135 too long. It will be nice to see him in there against guys like Camaron. That'd be pretty good. I
Yeah.
still believe that Andy Cruz, now that this was only his seventh professional fight, and it went the distance. He's, an amateur guy. He's from the amateurs. I I think this did a lot of good for him. You think
Yeah.
about this guy in a seventh professional fight, in a close fight all the way through and through. I thought he lost. I didn't hear many people thinking that he won, but I heard a few people thinking that maybe he pulled it out. I'm like, no, I think Morataya did win. It was a close fight and it was a good one. And it was one of those fights, guys, where it's like, hey, you know what? It was skillful. It wasn't a brawl, but it was fun to watch. There's this middle ground where you have just guys that go in there and just throw some putazos, right? Let's just go, man. And then you have the super duper skillful guys that keep it too boring, like a Shakur Stevenson. And then you got that good middle ground where it's both right there. It's entertaining, and that's what we got. At least that's how I saw it. I still think Andy Cruz can do some damage at 135. I was highly, highly, highly impressed with Morataya. Whatever Robert Garcia is doing over there with that guy, keep doing it. And that guy can be a force to be reckoned with, especially if he moves to 140, where there's a lot more killers out there. If he stays at 135, maybe he could be the top dog right there. But I
Hey,
just
hey,
I see him
hey,
out.
Ed, I was gonna ask you, what were the odds on this? Do you know by any chance?
I don't know if anybody knows what was the odds going into that fight. I think Cruz was favored. I think. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah, I believe it was 3-1. I don't know why, for whatever reason, 3-1. And I'll tell you, Vegas lost this weekend. Just like
Mm,
a lot of us picked the wrong fighter. You know what I mean? I think Vegas lost that on that fight. A lot of
yeah.
people were expecting Cruz to pull it off.
It was a good fight. It was a good fight, and I'm still a believer in Andy Cruz, man. So, as far as Andy Cruz, people were saying he should go down. I don't have a problem with that. If he stays at 135, I still don't have a problem with that. Murataya, I do want him to move up. Maybe not in the very next fight. Maybe he could have one, two more fights at 135, but I do want him going up to 140 and mixing it up with those guys over there. So, We'll see what's up with that. Hey guys, we got a lot of boxing to get into, but I just want to go ahead and get into these two Cheeseman stories. One is, and when I have spent a lot of time on this, I believe me, one is they got him. They got him. Tank Davis is in custody now. David, your thoughts? He was on the run, I don't know, for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, they got him going into a store in Miami. He
Mm,
wasn't worried. I mean, his bail was only, I believe, 16,000. I
okay.
mean, his bill was 16,000. He's out again. I thought for sure they were gonna give him no bail, but he's out again. And dude, he wasn't hiding. He was the marshals got involved. They just followed him, followed his phone, never turned off his phone. They caught him coming out of a store in Miami. So you know what? It ain't nothing. But what I do like, I think it was a WBO where he was a champion at. Please correct me, I'm probably wrong, but I think it was WBO. Dude, they basically didn't take the belt, but they put him on recession and on recess. And right now they left the belt open. And somebody tell me, I read who that was going to be the interim champion. Can you guys tell me who that was that they were going to allow to become interim champion, fight for the championship belt? Uh, but Ed, he was never running.
Okay. Okay. They just took it more serious and got him in. Mikey, quickly, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was going to get caught, or I knew he was going to go back to jail, but he has lawyers. They're going to prolong it. Another slap on the wrist. You have money, Ed. You have money. You get a nice lawyer, and they know how to go around. They'll give him probation. Maybe he'll do a couple months, whatever. Same old thing. That's the American justice system. You have money, you're good, man.
So true.
All right. The only thing that stuck out to me was his picture that they took. Gosh darn it, man. When you
His
get locked
mugshot.
up,
His
his
mugshot.
mugshot, his
Uh-huh.
mugshot. He looks terrible, man. He looks terrible. He
Oh,
looks
because he was crying.
he,
He
eh,
was crying.
he was something
He
something.
was crying.
It looked like he'd been up for days. It looked like he was stressed out. Looked like he'd been through a ringer. He looks terrible, you know. So yeah, yeah, that guy. I think at some point he'll fight again years from now in some, try to desperate type of fights. But another thing, guys. All right, so we got word Golden Boy now has a home. We now know where we could go watch Golden Boy fights. It is on Swerve TV. I'm gonna
What
give.
is that? What is
I'm,
Swerve TV?
What is that?
okay, I'm gonna give a little bit deep into it, but I want to get you guys' thoughts first, man. Mikey, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, the first question that I saw that I told myself, and I read the comments like, "What's that? Another app that we have to pay to watch Golden Boy?" Uh, yeah, no, man, it's looking bad for Golden Boy. I heard he's losing a couple buildings in downtown LA. I'm talking about De La Hoya. I just saw that heading also in the news. Uh, my thoughts with that, like him, what is that? It's another app, and it's Virgil Ortiz contract. Uh, does it have an app as one of the conditions to stay in in his contract? So they're trying to find a loophole to get out. A Golden Boy. I'm talking about Virgil. So those are the questions I had, and man, I don't know. I don't even know what to think. Swerve
David,
TV.
David, your thoughts on Golden Boy signing a multi-year deal with Swerve TV?
You know what? I never heard of Swerve. How do you spell it?
Swerve.
Swerve. Yeah, Swerve. I've never heard of it. Is it like Roku by any chance?
Well, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Okay,
Yeah, I've never heard of it, and hopefully the fights are going to be free, right?
okay. So it is. First of all, I'll tell you guys where you can get Swerve TV. You could get on Roku channel, Fubu, Sling, LG, and a few others. Okay, so let me tell you guys what Swerve TV has. You could catch Pro Box on there. Yeah, this is all combat. They have other sports like women's basketball and things like that, but just on the combat side, you could get Pro Box, you could get Thunder, you could get BKFC, bare knuckle fighting, you could get A1 Combat, Flex Fight Series, Hexagon MMA, Red Owl Box Fest. Okay, I went to a Red Owl boxing event once. And Rage Combat.
Is it
Uh,
free, Ed? Is it free like Roku? Because Roku's free.
okay,
Tubi's
so
free.
you could get it on Roku. I don't know if it's free. You could probably download it through Roku TV. I don't think so because then it says Fubu, Sling, LG, a few others. Let me see. It's on the apps on your TV. Okay, so you could
Okay,
probably
I'll
just
look it up.
download to your TV. Okay, here's the thing. Let me go ahead and say this because this is what stuck out to me the most. Okay, this is what stuck out to me the most. They do have some rights to show like some old fights, right? One of the old fights that you guys could catch tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. is Julio Canelo Alvarez versus Mayweather Jr. No, I read that perfectly the way they have it. I didn't misspeak. I'm reading it exactly the way they have it on here. They have it tomorrow at 8:45. You can catch the replay of Julio Canelo Alvarez versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. So
Oh my God.
that's just to show you guys how they're getting down over there. In my opinion, fellas, Golden Boy is spiraling down. He's losing some of his property in downtown Los Angeles, the office building that is. This is I, I don't know who's going to be fighting on there. Virgil Ortiz, they do not want to be fighting on Swerve TV. They're trying to get out of it, and if the contract said that it was on the zone, they probably have a foot to stand on. But I don't even really know. Are we going to see Ryan Garcia on this? Probably not, because his next fight isn't on Swerve TV. It's against Mario Barrios, and it's not going to be on Swerve TV. So then who is going to be fighting for Golden Boy on Swerve TV? Because all these mega stars, Virgil, which in reality, he's not a mega star, but they're not fighting on this platform. So I mean, this is bad for Golden Boy, man. This is horrible. I don't know. I mean, can Swerve TV blow up? I don't think with Golden Boy. I don't think Golden Boy has the horses to blow up a platform. David, do you?
You know, Ed, I mean, he has to start from rock bottom and he has to go to Mexico. He has to go to Thailand. He has to go to the Philippines. He has to go to Saudi Arabia to go find to Africa to go find some new fighters. I mean, Canelo isn't the only one. There's more Canelos out there. There's more Virgil Ortizes, but it's going to take him a year, 2 years to find the next Canelo, the next Virgil Ortiz. And if they stick to it, and if he allows Eric Gomez, his president, to take over, I think that he could pick it back up again. But Oscar has to take a back seat. He has to take a back seat.
Okay. All right. Mikey, do you think Oscar has the horses to blow up Swerve TV for people to be tuning in?
Man, no, not if Virgil's not in there or Ryan. He's renting them. He rented Ryan on his next fight, from what I heard. Uh, I mean, there's other fighters, and if he could throw in Ryan in there or something, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's looking bad, and it's an app, and the zone's an app, right? I made a mistake. I stand corrected, right? And the zone's an app also. I said what that Virgil's contract, yeah, but from the looks of it, Ed, I don't think so, man. But then again, we seen Supa. Look how bad they look. Whatever, they're starting off. So Golden Boy starting off again. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is that Zuffa started on a known platform, Paramount Plus.
Oh
Swerve,
yeah. True.
I'm getting a lot of what you guys are. The way you guys started is what I'm getting on. Is what Swerve, So, but we'll see. That stood out to me. Tomorrow, if anybody's interested on Swerve TV, before we move on to the fights, you guys could catch the replay of Julio Canelo Alvarez,
Oh my God.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'm reading it's right here. I'm reading it right off of there. Julio Canelo Alvarez. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them, man, but that's sad to be seeing them go down like that. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's get to some fights tonight. I'm sorry, tomorrow. We do have some pro boxing tonight, but tomorrow, guys, let's go ahead and start with a fight that's flying way under the radar that nobody's talking about. It is the return of Bakram Murtazaliev. This guy, everybody got to know him when he beat the dog doodles out of Tim Zoo.
Hey, Ed, real quick before we go there, if you mind if I just ask you one quick question? You and Mikey might have the answer, or somebody that's watching. What about PBC and Top Rank? Do they have a home yet?
Yes.
I think so. Oh, they found a home?
Okay, so PBC, they're on this handshake deal with Prime, but they only had, I think, 5 shows last year. 5. So I don't think it's a contract. I could be wrong, but they're definitely suffering. As far as Top Rank goes, they are going to their Top Rank Classic channel, which is also not a good thing. That means you could find it on Tubi.
And also on Roku tomorrow night. You can watch the fights. Yeah.
Roku. Yeah, I'm telling everybody, man, America has really lost the sport of boxing. Like it is, I can't. Gosh darn it, man, we've lost it. We need to regain this sucker. I'm telling you guys, man, it is terrible. But gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about this. Josh Kelly versus Bakram Murtazaliev. Everybody was thinking Bakram was a beast, man. In my opinion, when people say the boogeyman, I think he's one of them because he's a champion. He doesn't sell, so nobody wants to fight him because this dude comes out like a Terminator. Like, damn, this guy can't be hurt. David, I'll start with you on this one.
I mean, what example do we have of where he can't be hurt? The only fight that I've ever seen of him is when he fought Tim Tszyu. And Tim Tszyu was already beat up from before, had a huge gouge on his head, went 12 rounds, bleeding half to death. I mean, tomorrow, I can't wait to see. I don't think he's a monster. I really don't. I mean, we compare him because we think he's Frankenstein because he fought Mrs. Frankenstein who was hurt. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, I don't know much about Josh, this young man, but I'll tell you, I can't wait to watch it because I truly do not believe he's a monster. I think Virgil Ortiz, I think a lot of these champions could beat him who are not hurt, who do not have a gash over their head. I think they could beat him. So I can't wait. I am going to watch that fight just to see who he is because I had never heard of him. I had never seen him fight, and I still haven't seen him fight other than against Tim Tszyu, which was hurt.
Okay. Mikey, Bakram Murtazaliev is back. He had that one impressive fight that everybody that kind of put him on the map. What's your thoughts about this with him against Josh Kelly tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll start with Josh Kelly real quick. Yeah, I saw some highlights. I've been hearing a little bit of Josh Kelly. They call him the pretty boy or something. He's from England, I believe.
Yes.
I don't know if he's an Olympic, but he has an Olympic logo in his thumb and on the side. I don't know if he's an Olympian. He don't have a lot of fights on it. Doesn't have power. But I was studying his moves. I was studying a little bit of his fights. He does have legs, and he is crafty in the inside. And he, like I said, he has good legs, good hand speed. And he shifts and he gets out of the line of fire and he has good legs, like I said. Now we're going to Tim Tszyu and the Bakram fight. Tim Tszyu was coming off like Dave said, and also Tim Tszyu was tailor made for freaking Bakram. Bakram, I haven't seen. I don't know him as much, like we said. Nobody knows him. His claim to fame is Tim Tszyu, but he has flat foot, and if you come, if you're inside in the line of fire, you're gonna get hurt. He is a heavy puncher, and he'll counter you. But what I want to see is legs. I want to see what happens if a guy moves side to side, he shifts to the other side. I want to see that, or him cutting the ring. I want to see that. I haven't seen it. And that, like I said, his claim to fame is a Tim Tszyu, but he's tailor made for him. So I want to see that fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight.
Dave.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well for the same reason that you guys brought up. Okay, the only thing I seen from Bakram was a fight against Tim Tszyu, and I mean he put it to Tim Tszyu, right? Bakram is 23-0. Josh Kelly's 20. Josh Kelly is 17-1-1. Josh Kelly only has 9 knockouts. You know, Bakram has 17 by stoppage. So, yeah, I want to see, okay, Bakram, Maybe he is. Maybe he is this monster. Maybe he is the Terminator. Maybe, but we don't know that. Just that one performance against Tim Zoo where he completely destroyed him, which was impressive, which made everybody think like, okay, but then nobody wanted to fight this guy. And I get it, he doesn't sell, but he is one of the champions. So at least for that, I'm glad that he's fighting. Is this the fight I want to see him in? No, it's not. Although Josh Kelly's really no pushover, but at the same time, I mean, Josh Kelly, come on. I want to see him in the other fights, but nonetheless, he's getting a little bit of action. So I am, somewhat excited just to see him that he's back to see, hey, is he really the real deal? Or was he just kind of like a one-hit wonder against a damaged Tim Zoo? So we'll see what's up with that fight. Guys.
What time is that fight gonna be, Ed? Do you know by any chance?
Yeah, let me see. I just had it right here. That fight starts at 2 p.m. West Coast time.
Okay, so 5 o'clock my time.
The main event. The main
Perfect,
event.
perfect.
2
I'll be
p.m.
watching it. Yeah.
West Coast time. Yeah, so that should be a good one. Guys, let's go ahead and let's get into some top rank that you guys can go watch on Tubi. This is the weigh-ins for Xander Zaya. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Xander Zayas getting in there against Abbas Baru. Abbas Baru, not really known. He is a champ. So this is a unification fight down in Puerto Rico. I'm sure it's not on the platform that Xander Zayas was really thinking about. But nonetheless, it's going down, guys, tomorrow. David, I'll start with you. What's your thoughts on this fight?
This guy, Abbas Baru, he was that fake belt. But now that Crawford basically retired, he automatically at 154 became the real world champ, I believe, for WBO, because I believe Sayas is WBA or vice versa. So he's a true champion, a true champion. This is tailor made for Sayas, but you know what? I hope it's a good fight, and I hope Baru wins. You know what I mean? I hope it's that weekend where the underdogs take it. I don't think so, but if I had a wish come true, I hope this is the weekend where the underdogs take it. Could you imagine if Sayas lost fighting for the first time? I believe the first or second time, well, as a champion, first time in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yo, what happened to Ed? Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's thinking.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. Yeah, no. I hear you. Abbas Baru has one loss. I'm not really sure who that loss is to, but he's 17-1. While obviously Xander Zayas is undefeated. Abbas Baru, Mikey, he's 31 years old, while Xander Zayas is 23. How do you see this fight?
I don't really know a lot about Abbas Baru. This fight went under the radar. The only thing I heard is that why isn't it in a major network? What's going on with Top Rank? That's not good for Zaya. That's the only thing I was hearing in the media or whatever through YouTube land. But I think Zayas has the skill to beat this guy. I think so. He's got skills.
You think he has skills to beat Sayas, Mikey?
I don't know about Baru that much, but dude, they're taking care of Zayas. They're not gonna make him take a gamble. They would have threw him with Virgil Ortiz and all that. They just tell him say the names so you can get the attention, but do not get in the ring. So it's all hype, man.
Yeah, it's all hype. I agree with you.
Yeah,
you know what, no, man, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. I think he really actually was supposed to get in there with Sebastian Fundora. I think he does want to fight with Virgil Ortiz. I don't. Now you said they, so maybe his team, probably, but
Top rank. It's Top Rank. I think the kid wants to fight, but I think Top Rank is protecting him. It's their cash cow right now. He's the only world champion they have. Who else do they have? Top Rank right now.
I don't.
I would okay, I would say this. Look, I don't know much about Boss Baru. Okay, he's an actual champion, yes, but I don't know much about him. I think this is if he's gonna unify Xander Zayas, that is, if he's gonna unify, this is the way to go at 154. He's not gonna go try to unify with Bakram Murtazaliev or one of those other champions right now. I think this is probably the best way to go. I keep hearing things about Abbas Baru. I haven't taken the time to look into him, but I keep hearing like, "Hey, man, the guy's a dog, man. The guy's a true fighter." So I am excited to see this tomorrow. To see is he really gonna bring it to Xander Zayas? Like, I'll be honest with you guys, man. I was I was on a higher level when it came to Xander Zayas,
Me too, man.
but
Me too.
his last few performances, I was just kind of like, nah, I don't see anything special in this kid, man. I don't. So if Abbas Baru is the dog that some people are saying he is, I don't see anything in Xander Zayas to believe in him. Like, oh no, man, he'll take on or he'll whoop on anybody at 154. No, if Abbas Baru is half of what people are saying he is, yeah, we could see Abbas Baru beat him.
And
So
Ed, remember also, he's not an interim champ anymore like he was before. He's the real
mm,
world champion now. So I think that is going to light a fire in him to go out. I know that they sparred. I read all about it, but sparring and fighting are two different things. And I agree. Somebody mentioned that he's tailor made for him and they picked him. But you know what? You got a live dog in there with Baru. He's a world champion now, the real deal. And you know what? I hope that that lights something in him for him to go in and give it all. And giving it all, he might win. I hope he wins, even though I like Sander, but I want to see a new champ in there.
yeah, and Gordo Gordito, as you asked, David, who is top ranked calf? Inoue, Abdullah Mason,
Oh,
Tyson
yes,
Fury,
you're
who's
right.
coming back.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about it. You're
yeah,
absolutely
Yeah,
right,
they
Bobby.
got champ.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm looking. So Mikey, who do you have winning this fight and how?
Yeah, I can't call it. I mean, I'm gonna say Zayas. No, I never heard of this guy. Uh, we're kind of in the loop of what's going on in boxing. Of course, not 100%, but we're kind of loop with who's coming up, who's in the ranks. I haven't seen this guy. So I, if I would have seen him in the undercard in a fight or something, I was like, you know what, this guy. I never heard of this guy. He just got, what is it? The email champ. They gave him a belt because the because the Crawford, but he didn't earn it. He didn't beat no one. You got to beat the man. You got to. I respect it if you beat the man and get the belt, but an email belt or a belt given to you, nah, you got to earn it.
You know, Mikey, I think if you look at his record, to become the interim, he beat Orlando Iglesias, something like that. Orly Iglesias, if somebody could pull it up, he fought a good fighter to win the interim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know who it was, Cholo? I think it was Iglesias.
No.
Iglesias, if somebody could look it up for us while we're on the show, he beat a really good fighter for that belt. Because a fight, I believe, was here in Orlando.
Yeah, I got to look.
Okay,
I should have
okay.
my
So
computer.
David, so David, who wins and how?
You know what? Sayas is going to win by decision because he hasn't knocked anybody out in a while, and he has brittle hands too. He's going to win by decision. Um, that's it. He's going to win by decision, bro. But I want to see this guy. And as somebody mentioned, he's not a dog. I hope he turns into a dog. You know what I mean? I hope he turns into a dog, at least fights, because you know what? This was a pick for me for Sayas. This is supposed to be an easy fight for Sayas to look good and have two belts, and then
Yeah.
hopefully fight some of the Russians and Virgil Ortiz.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Yeah, I got Xander Zayas winning, but like I said, I mean, I don't know much about Baru. If he's half the guy that people say he is, I'm not that impressed with Xander Zayas. So I mean, he can definitely take it, but due to my lack of knowledge for Bas Baru, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go with Xander Zayas. So guys, let's move on. Let's talk about, before we get to the big fights that's happening tomorrow. Let's go ahead and talk about Zuffa too, because there's actually some pretty decent fights. You got Sergey Bolchek, he's fighting in that card. Vostek is fighting in that card, but the main event for Zuffa 2 on Sunday. So to the best of my knowledge, they haven't had the weigh-ins. They're gonna have them tomorrow. You got Rayo Valenzuela against Diego Torres. Shout out to PYP Boxing. They actually interviewed Torres, but let me see. Valenzuela 14-3, Torres 22-1. And Torres has, out of the 22 wins, Torres has stopped 19 of them.
And Ed, did Torres fight Murataya? Did Torres fight Murataya?
Torres, I think he lost to Murataya.
He lost to, okay, I know who this kid is. He lost to Murataya. Okay, I know who he is.
I think that was his one loss. Yes.
Okay,
so,
okay.
What's your thoughts about this fight, David, and just the Zuffa 2? I mean, we're getting it back-to-back weekends.
Ed, this is a good fight. This guy Torres, Diego Torres, I saw the interview that Mark did with him, PYP. It was a great interview. This kid is a banger. He had a bad night when he fought against Murataya. Murataya was much better that night, but this kid, that's going to be a damn good fight. I can't wait for that fight. It's going to be, especially Rayo. He's coming off from a beatdown, man. A beatdown that he got from what's his name? Austin? No, not Austin. From Antoine Russell. Dude, he got a boxing lesson. So he's going to come in. This is going to be, it has to be a banger. He can't come in and fight like he fought Pitbull Cruz, try to box him. This guy's going to attack him. This is going to be a damn good fight. I can't wait.
Okay.
I know who he is. This guy Torres, good fighter.
And it's a little bit more notable names, at least to hardcore boxing fans this time around than Zuffa 1. You know, like I said, you got Sergey Bolchek in the co-main event, Vostek. They're not superstars, but it's a little bit more notable. Mikey, what do you see in the main event with Rayo and Torres?
Yeah, this one went under the radar. I thought I remember last week Rayo was gonna fight, and then it was this week. So I totally forgot. I was focusing on the Tio fight. I don't know, man. These are just names that like Vostek is. Alec Bostic's gonna fight. The one that fought Benavides is right.
Yeah. Vostek. Yeah, he's fighting.
It's a name. It's a name. He passed his prime. I mean, he's just a name. And then Boyacek. I think Boyacek's coming off a loss. So
right.
So yeah, right. He's coming off a loss.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. He got spanked. He got spanked.
He got
spanked
by Adams for the second time. Yeah.
So yeah, he's coming off a loss. It's just it's the card's getting a little bit better, and then Rayo's coming off a loss. They're all coming off a loss. If you really, Alex Boswick also came off a loss. So they're all coming off losses. Okay, losers now, just playing. And Rayo's got he's got to prove himself. Once upon a time, he was a champion. He was with Robert Garcia, and he was on the rise. And then boom, he hit rock bottom with that fight with Antoine Russell. So now he has to build himself, but he's not with Robert Garcia. He's with his friend, his childhood trainer, a guy that doesn't have no experience. Let's see how he does. But we're gonna see. But he's not with Robert anymore. So or with Benavides Senior.
Okay, before we move on to the main card tomorrow, David, can Rayo come back, or is this who he is?
It's who he is.
Okay.
140. It's a packed division right now. He's good in Sufa. He'll be a champion in Sufa because if they have the ring belt, right? He'll win the ring belt. Well, it all depends tomorrow. Diego's a live dog. Diego is a live dog. I'm telling you guys. I mean, there's a reason why he was undefeated against Murataya. He had a bad night that night. Diego is a right. You know what? It all depends tomorrow which Rayo shows up. And no, he's not back with Benavides. He went with his coach, but no longer training with Robert. And I think that was his biggest mistake. He should have stayed with Robert.
All right, Mikey. Can Rayo come back? Because people were pretty high on him. Can he come back, or is this his career right here? This is where he's at. He reached his peak.
No, Ryu could come back. I don't know if he could come back as champion, but or he could challenge, or you could mix him up with a fight, and he'll give you a dog fight. Just put him away. Make him stay away from Antron Russell because Jesus Christ, he whooped his ass. He was just too fast to everything. But if you put him with a fighter that bangs, and you could throw him in there. He could be a gatekeeper in the 140 division, and he could give you a hell of a fight. So,
but Mikey, let me ask you a question, Mikey. Now that he's fighting for Sufa, will the other sanctioning bodies bring him back to fight, or will he only fight for Sufa? Can somebody answer me that? Ed, do you know?
I think he'll only fight for Zuffa. I don't think other promoters are gonna pay him what Zuffa's gonna pay him.
Well, Sufa's not paying him much, Ed.
I heard they.
Well, who else is paying him much though? I mean, especially depending on what happens tomorrow. If he loses tomorrow and loses more stock, I mean, it's not like he's getting a lot of money anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's with Zuffa. I think
But
that's
the question that I have is, Ed, if you're signed up with Sufa, can you still fight? Like, let's say, for example,
Apataya.
Apataya, he's a world champion, I believe, in WBC or WBA. He has 2 belts. So
and he's a Sufa.
Yeah, and he's Sufa now. So if he is going to fight for the WBC, for example, he doesn't have that belt. Well, against the winner of Benavides and what's his name? The big fight that's coming up.
Benavides,
Zurdo Ramirez. Will he ever get the opportunity to fight against him if it's not under Sufa? Do you guys know?
I heard that Sufa is super critical because they said they only recognize one belt, and then now they sign Apataya, but they're gonna let him fight for to unify whatever. That's what I heard. I'm not gonna.
G-Funky might know, right?
Let me tell you guys, is not hypocritical. It's all in the plan, man. Because if whoever wins, that everybody mentally is going to see that as a true champion. And if Zuffa got that fighter, then you put the Zuffa championship title on him and let the sanctioning body go, whatever that title is, and they got the guy that beat that won that fight in Zuffa, holding the Zuffa title. That brings, more relevancy to the Zuffa title, man. So
I know, but the question is, Ed, are the Zuffa fighters allowed to fight other fighters from PBC for another belt?
I think they're allowed to do whatever they want, David. I mean, they like you said, they're even trying to go after Alexander Usyk. They're trying to go after a couple of these guys. I think they're open, and I think when it comes to these other champions, I think they do want to have them go in there so they can get beat or whatever it may be. So now the boxing world can recognize, okay, the Zuffa champion is the actual champion because he beat the WBC guy. Even though the WBC or the WBO is not in Zuffa, the Zuffa guy beat him. So now our Zuffa champion beat the Alphabet title guy. So, so be it. But I think they're going to work with them for the time being, just so they can build up their title. So
G-Funky's saying, I'll find out one of the fighters. So I guess nobody really knows the answer for that.
Yeah, and by the way, I agree with G-Funky on all this. It's Vosdek, Boacek, and everything. Are they big stars or anything of that sort? Look, it's as long as it's good, entertaining fights, because ultimately that's what it comes down to: is a good, entertaining fight. So and that's boxing on Sunday. Plus, by the way, the playoffs are done. The Super Bowl is until next weekend. So, there's that to look forward to. So yeah, we'll be tapping into that. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's get into this right here. Shushu Carrington is the big card tomorrow. Shushu Carrington, he's fighting tomorrow. Real quick, David, are you looking forward to seeing Bruce Shushu Carrington?
Yeah, because he has a big mouth. He has a big mouth. He's fighting at 126, and he's called out all the guys, man. Diamante, he's calling everybody out. And this kid that he's fighting, it's going to be a good fight. This kid that he's fighting is a good fighter, and I think Chuchu's going to win it. But Carlos Castro, I'm trying to think of who he just fought, and he went the Russell. Wasn't Russell? Lamont
No,
Russell?
no.
No, it wasn't Lamont. Not Lamont Roach. He just
The
went.
one that just got beat by he got knocked out by Inui Foster. He fought Foster. That's the
No,
last
no,
that okay. He fought
no.
Foster. I was gonna say something about that. I thought you were talking about that, but no, I don't know. His
He,
latest
he
fight.
he went with Fletcher. He went with a former. He fought with a former world champion, and dude, he went 12 rounds with him. It was a damn good fight. This kid, he's a sleeper. It's gonna be a good fight, good fight. But I'm not a big Choo Choo Carrington fan. I'm not a big fan of his.
Okay. And by the way, if anybody is interested in Denmark, William Skull is fighting tomorrow as well. I don't know who's going to be watching that, but uh, Mikey Shushu Carrington in there with this Castro guy, man. How do you see this fight happening?
It's gonna be a good fight, man. Shushu Carrington better be careful with Castro. Foster, right? No Foster versus what was that fight that fight he what was that African American fighter this guy dropped him. What was that fight with your favorite fighter, Ed, the pretty boy from Texas?
Brandon
Figueroa versus they fought and he beat him. It wasn't Foster. What's the other guy's name?
Yeah. What's his name?
Stephen
Fulton. He gave Fulton a great
Fulton,
fight, and
yes.
he dropped him in the 5th round. My bad, Dave. I confused you. It was Fulton. He dropped Fulton in the 5th round. That was like his comeback fight because I think he knew he knocked him out. So this was his comeback fight, and he got dropped by this dude. And I'm like, oh shit! And he gave him a hell of a fight. He lost, and it was a controversial loss.
Yes.
And this guy's got hands. He's fast. He's a banger. And Shushu, if we're gonna see his chin, and let's see if he could get him off of him. He can box. I mean, I'm not convinced of Shushu. He's just the name. He talks a lot, but
Yeah,
this is a good test.
That's what I was talking about. It was against Fulton. This kid
Fulton.
gave him a good fight. Yes, You're right, Mikey. Yeah.
All right. Look, I'm gonna say this, man. I think Carrington, I think he stops Castro. I think he stops him, man. Shushu, damn, this guy is quick. I'm not saying like I see something special in him. I think it's too soon, but I do like to see him fight. I think he does got skills, as Mikey likes to say, skills to pay the bills, at least on this level. Do I think Castro is a live dog? Absolutely. Castro is a live dog. I just don't think he's got the skills to keep up with Shushu Carrington. He's got the heart, he's got the warrior spirit, but I don't think he's got the skills to keep up with Shushu Carrington. I think Carrington actually stops him. I'd say like in the 8th round, 7th round.
Does Shushu Carrington, does he have knockout power? Who has he knocked out? What's his
I don't know.
record?
Okay, let me see.
I didn't think he had. I think he's a good boxer, but I didn't think he had knockout power.
He's out of his 16 fights, he has 9 by knockout.
Exactly.
So that's
you know what I mean?
That's a 56%. Yeah.
Yeah. So for having a 56% out of 15 fights, he's gonna knock this kid out who went 12 rounds with Fulton. I don't think so.
I do, man.
Especially in the 8th round. This kid has a jaw.
Yeah, man. He's gonna be taking a lot of them. He's gonna be taking a lot of them. I just
that I do agree.
Shushu better stay away, man. He's gonna get hit with those hooks and those wild hooks and wild right hands. He better stay away from the inside. He needs to give him a boxing lesson. If you're saying that Shushu's gonna knock him out, he's gonna sit on the punches and walk him down. Then he's in danger of getting hurt.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that Castro is a little bit more like, let's bang it out a little bit. He's going to be taking a lot of Shushu's punches. He's going to be taking a lot of them. He's going to be getting frustrated. Yeah, I think he's going to end up getting stopped, man, because I think Castro's going to be super frustrated, where he's just going to kind of neglect his defense, and Shushu's going to end up catching him with some good, solid ones. I don't see a one-hitter quitter going to sleep, but I see him getting drunk. I see him stumbling all over the place. I see him getting dropped. and the fight's over. I think Shushu's going to get him. I do. I say seventh, eighth round. But gentlemen, with that, let's move on. Big Baby Mill is fighting on this card, so hopefully we see something good from him. But guys, let's go ahead and get to this co-main event. I'm excited for this fight, man. I am excited for Keyshawn Davis versus Jermaine Ortiz. I really want to see this fight. Mikey, I know you got a lot to say about this one. So, David, I'll start with you. How do you see this fight going down?
Great fight. Great fight. Great fight. That's all I could say, man. Great fight. It all depends which Jermaine Ortiz shows up. If the Jermaine Ortiz shows up that fought Teofimo, it's going to be a boring fight. He's going to run around. He's a great boxer. Great boxer. I don't think I've ever seen him really fight. You know what I mean? But Keyshawn Davis is going to be chasing him. I hope they both said they were both quoted as saying this is not going to go to the judges. If it's not going to go to the judges, that means that Jermaine Ortiz is finally going to fight. And if Jermaine Ortiz fights, Keyshawn Davis fights, which we know he always does, it's going to be a great fight. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. By the way, David from PYP, I agree with you, man. I think they smell blood.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hang on a second here, fellas. I think I gotta. Okay, we're still alive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the timer.
Okay, because let me see. I think I just got an update that we're violating some policy here.
What
So
the?
yeah. So let me
We
take
weren't
that.
cursing. We didn't do anything.
Maybe the videos or something that you put or something. Maybe that.
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
Somebody just mentioned there was an earthquake.
No, they just cut us off. Son of a gun. Yeah, we're not
No,
live,
but you know
guys.
what? We're still on Facebook.
Are we still on Facebook?
Yes, we're live. I could see it right now. We're still live on Facebook.
Okay, but we're off of YouTube though.
Yeah, that's happened to us on our channel. Let's keep talking because it'll still be live on Facebook.
Okay, all right. So, son of a gun. All right, so my apologies. All right, I just got the update, but all right. Keyshawn Davis, only 13 fights, and he remains relevant. So, look, and when it comes to this fight, or you know what, Mikey, let me give it to you, man. How do you see this fight?
yeah. I mean, Keyshawn Davis has a lot to prove. He's moving up in weight. He's fighting these little guys at 130. What is it? 130? What was he?
135.
No, 135, and he's moving up to 140. The Ortiz, he's been in the ring with Lomachenko, with Tio. He knows how to play with fire. He's tasted fire power. So I mean, we have a lot of questions for Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, so quote unquote. He doesn't make weight. He gets in fights. He's not focused. He's not active, right? I don't think he's active. So we're gonna see a lot of questions. One of my questions is Keyshawn Davis. He walks you down with his power boom, and he fights little guys that are scared to exchange and fight off the back foot. We're gonna see a guy that does fight on the back foot, but he's a big guy. He's a real 140. Taste the power, so he's gonna exchange with them. So we're gonna see longer exchanges. We're gonna see Keyshawn Davis go to deep waters. We're gonna see Keyshawn Davis does his power translate to 140. We're gonna see Keyshawn Davis plan B is his adjustments. What type of shots he shoots? If they're not, you can't just shoot power punches like he did at 135. Now you got to set it up. You got to cut up the ring, go to the body. So I'm gonna look at all his bag. In other words, I'm gonna look at his bag, see what he has, and I'm also gonna look at his defense because he didn't worry about defense when he was at 135. His offense was his defense. Now we got a guy that could move, set you up, boom, and shoot shots at you. So I want to see how you show shots and how your defensive response, how you move your head, your feet, and your stamina. Now you're moving to a weight class, a bigger weight class. It doesn't mean anything, but sometimes it does. I always said it, but Crawford killed my argument, right? He moved up 5 divisions, or what is it, 12? I'm just playing. He moved up, what, 3, 4 divisions? So I just want to see all that. I mean, Keyshawn Davis is a big guy. He's even bigger than Ortiz. So it should be a good fight. It should be a good fight.
Yeah, you know what? The fact that he's moving to 140 and Jermaine Ortiz, he's been around the block a few times, man. That's one thing that I like about this is that he's been around the block. He's been in the ring with some pretty good guys. Keyshawn Davis is only his 14th fight. This is going to be a big test for Keyshawn Davis. I'm not so sure he wins this fight, although I am going to pick him to win this fight. Remember, he's coming off the whole thing where they just went ahead and his brother lost. Well, remember, he didn't make the weight. He was supposed to fight that night. He didn't make the weight, so his brother fought, and then it looks like they were going to jump him in the back. So he's coming off like some stupid stuff. So I'm thinking that he's back, he's engaged. This is a really tough fight for him. Going up to 140. Look, he missed the weight at 135 for his last fight, which didn't happen because he missed the weight. So I think this is actually going to help Keyshawn Davis. I got Keyshawn Davis in this one, but I think it's a damn good close fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ortiz wins. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. Ortiz, out of his 20 wins, 10 of them are by knockout. Keyshawn Davis, his 13 wins, 9 of them are by knockout. So, Mikey, who do you got winning this fight and how?
You know what? I haven't been right in a while, so let me go for the underdog. I got Ortiz. I'm gonna go Ortiz with giving him a boxing lesson, angles and moving it. It's just gonna be too much at the same time. I'm gonna go for Ortiz.
Okay, all right. David, who do you got winning this fight and how?
I got Keyshawn Davis. Because I don't think the right Jermaine Ortiz is going to show up. I think he's going to go back to running again, and Keyshawn Davis is just going to be attacking, and I got him by knockout.
Okay.
Even though I don't believe Jermaine Ortiz has ever been knocked out.
I got Keyshawn Davis winning on this. I think it goes the distance. Although I do see a good fight. I think both of them possibly can get dropped. But I think Keyshawn is there to prove something a little bit more. I like the weigh-ins. I like the weigh-ins with these two guys. But gentlemen, to finish it off, let's go ahead and get to the main event here. And I guess I could just pull it back up since YouTube already kicked us off here.
Oh, we're back up. We're back up on YouTube again.
Are we?
Yes. Demetrius just said YouTube is back, guys.
Okay. All right. So let me see if we are. The Spencer here to everybody. Yeah, we are back on. Okay. All right. All right. So just to recap, just real quick for anybody who missed it on YouTube, David, who do you got on the Ortiz and Keyshawn fight?
You know what? I got Keyshawn Davis on this one. I don't believe the right Ortiz is going to show up. I believe after the third or fourth round, he's going to feel the power and he's going to get on his bike again. He's a great boxer. He loves to ride bikes. He's going to get on his bike and he's going to get knocked out. Maybe I would go 10th or 11th round.
Okay. And Mikey, just to recap, because we got booted off of YouTube, just to recap real quick, who do you got in that co-main and how?
Yeah, like I said, I got questions for Keyshawn. He's moving up in weight. He's gonna fight a big guy, 140 pounds, that has experience, been in the ring with Lomachenko and Teofimo. So he knows how to play with fire. In other words, he's a firefighter. He's been there with power. So he's gonna neutralize Keyshawn Davis's power, and we're gonna see if Keyshawn Davis has a game plan B, his stamina, his power moves up. We're gonna have questions to see if he answers them at 140. It's not just going to be his power being the main thing. Now we're going to see the bag he's going to bring. So I'm going to say Ortiz, boxing lesson.
And I could definitely see that happening. But I'm going to go with Keyshawn in a decision. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and let's get to the last fight. I'm not going to play the video. We'll just put this up here right now. This is a big fight. At the same time, I think it's going to be a boring fight.
I agree.
David, how do you see this fight going down, man?
You know what? For us who love boxing and love the fight, I love Mexican style. I love banging, but I also like the art of boxing. I'm going to be disappointed if I want to see a banging Mexican brawl. It's not going to happen. It's going to be the art of boxing. So
Mm.
I have to come in at 12 o'clock at night when it plays over here East Coast time in Tampa, Florida. So I'm going to have to stay awake and expect a ballet lesson. I'm going to have to expect the art of boxing. It's not going to be a banger, but knowing that it's going to be a ballet lesson, I'm going to be expecting the best of the best.
Okay. 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 Mikey, how do you see this fight going down tomorrow?
All right. For sure, I don't think Shakur Stevenson is gonna lead. I don't think every time he fights against power, he runs. He got his name Chicken since when he fought uh what's the De Los Santos. That's like, oh shit, he's in it with a killer. Man, what he didn't even he ran. He literally ran. And then we've seen him stay in the pocket with Cameron, and he did get hurt in the fifth. Was it third, fifth? He got hurt with a little right. So he is a little chinny. I mean, maybe he was off balance, but he still looked bad. So at least I got that satisfaction. He sat for that fight. So what Shakur are we gonna get? Is he gonna sit? And also, is he gonna lead? Teal, dude, Teal looked phenomenal, like special versus Barbosa. But Barbosa was coming at him. Teal likes when you come at him. Is Shakur gonna come at him? Is Shakur gonna stay in the pocket like he did with Cameron? Those are the questions I have. I'm gonna go for Teal in this fight. In the weigh-in and also in the conference, Teal's getting in his head. No Diddy. He's getting in his head, and I see it, and I see the psychological effects. Shakur's moving up to 140 pounds. Like I said, those questions, the weight transition, he doesn't have any power to keep Teal off of him. So Teal could eat a couple of shots also. So it's can Teal special. Can Teal pull up, cutting the ring and coming up with shots and putting pressure on him? I haven't seen that in Teal, but I did see something special when he fought Barbosa. I never seen that with Teal. Teal is a champion. He beat Loma, but when he fought Barbosa, that Teal, that's special. Like that's like I seen that in like De La Hoya. I seen it in Canelo in his prime. Like oh shit, that was like that was special. And if that Teal shows up, but he puts pressure and he starts working the body, and he does have the hand speed. I got Teal, man. I'm gonna go for the underdog because I heard they're doing a bad in bets. I got Teal on this one. I don't know why. I got Teal on this one.
I have yet to hear anybody pick Teal in this fight. It seems like
I know.
everybody's picking Shakur. Okay, look, here's the thing. Here's when it comes to me, here's what I'm saying. What Teal are we getting? What Teal? If we are getting the elite Teal that we have seen, every now and then, I think he wins. If we get the idiotic, stupid Teal, Shakur wins. But all the boxing experts, they're all picking Shakur, and I'm like, man, like nobody's giving Teal a shot in this. I think Teal, when he is on top of his game, he's not always on top of his game, but when he is, he's an elite fighter. That's few times though, because very few times he's on top of his game. But when he is, I just like you, Mikey, I'm like, dude, this kid's special, man. When he chooses to be. So I think if he chooses to be special tomorrow, I think he beats Shakur. I do. I don't think it's a great fight. Both of them are counter punches. One's gonna be trying to get the other one to go. Honestly, man, I don't think we even see like a exchange of punches till like the fourth round. I think the first 3 rounds is just waiting, just faint. Yeah, oh, a shot there, But at them actually exchange a few shots, I don't think that we don't see that till like the fourth round. But I got Teal. in this fight.
Okay.
I got
Yeah,
Teal.
you've been right lately, Ed. So man, I'm in with you. I got Teal. I don't know. Teal, they've been saying it, and it is true. Teal, when he fights southpaws, he fought Taylor, he fought Lomachenko, he did good. Big moments, he does good. And then Shakur Stevens has Floyd Mayweather. He has Andre Ward. He has freaking Crawford in his corner. When he fought De Los Santos and he sucked. So we can't put that. Oh yeah, he's with that team. And then man, Tio's got more experience. It's his weight class. You got to beat the champion convincingly. And he's moving up in weight. Like if it goes decision, they better give it to Tio, man. He's a champion at home, New York versus New Jersey. I got Tio, man. A lot of people are counting him down, and I think that's going to motivate him. I got Tio tomorrow, man.
Well, the heavyweight champ right here, Mile High, says a draw. What are the chances of that happening, David?
I don't see a draw. No. You got to beat the champ, and he's the champ. Yeah, he's a champ at 140. Shakur Stevens a champ at 135. He's not even a champ at 140. So you got to beat the champ. They're fighting for the 140 belt, so you got to beat the champ. No, I don't see a draw. No.
Okay. Hectic Nasty saying he put 100 on Tio. Vámonos.
That's smart.
All right.
Okay,
Mikey,
we got 3 for Tio. We got 3
right.
for Tio.
Mikey, what are the chances we see a draw?
I mean, I've been seeing a lot of draws lately, man. And I'm not talking about the strip club. I think there's a chance. We've been seeing a lot of draws. So, but no, you got to beat the champion convincingly. He's moving up, but there is a possibility.
All right, gentlemen. Anything else before we wrap it up? We went over an hour. We got kicked off of YouTube for, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes or something. But anything else, fellas, before we wrap it up?
No, man, it's just going to be a great day of boxing. I can't wait, and can't wait for next week so we can break it down.
Yeah, for dang sure. All right. That is a Gran Chingón, el Metal Moments, David Contreras, Mike Zavala, Mikey TV 365, the boxing scientist, Cholo Trucker. You guys enjoy the fights. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.
Gentlemen.